Today we are sponsored by Skip Benton with Coldwell Banker Select Real Estate in Northern Nevada. It's funny. We're diving deep into the best time to buy a home. And we've got a real estate pro backing us. Makes you wonder if Skip's trying to give you an edge in the market. Either way, we're all about empowering you with the knowledge here, so. Imagine you're ready to buy a house. Wouldn't you want every advantage? Not just to snag a deal, but to understand how this whole market beast works. That's where this recent article from The Mortgage Point comes in. When purchasing a home, make sure the time is right. They drop some serious data bombs on when statistically best to buy.
It's amazing what patterns emerge when you crunch the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Things we think are driven by emotion, like real estate, often have underlying trends.
Okay, so prepare to have your mind blown. December 4th is statistically the best day to buy a house. I was thinking spring, maybe summer, but December, what's the deal with that?
It completely flips the script on conventional wisdom, doesn't it? This isn't just some random date either. Buyers on December 4th, on average, pay only 4.8% above market value. That's huge when you compare it to, say, May 27th, the worst day, where the premium jumps to a whopping 14.6%.
Okay, hold on. Back up a sec. Premium, does that mean above the asking price? Or
Gotcha. Premium, in this case, means how much more you're paying compared to the home's actual market value. The researchers at 8 to Tom, who did this massive study, used something called the Automated Valuation Model, or AVM, to figure this out. It's a fancy algorithm that analyzes tons of data to estimate a property's worth, kind of like a super-powered Zillow estimate.
So they look at over 52 million home sales over 11 years, compare the sale price to this AVM thing, and December 4th consistently comes out on top. That's wild. But is it just a fluke? Like one weird day?
Not at all. AT Tom also looked at entire months, and the trends are still pretty surprising. November, October, December, those are your top 3 nationally. August and September round out the top 5. It makes you wonder what's going on in those late year months, right?
Yeah, it's like some hidden real estate advantage we're all missing. Maybe sellers are more motivated after the holidays, or desperate to unload properties before the new year.
Those are great questions. It could be a mix of things. Maybe some tax incentives kick in late in the year, or perhaps people are just less focused on buying houses during the holiday season, giving those who are looking a bit more leverage.
Well, December 4th might be the best day overall, but what about the entire month? Turns out, the data reveals some surprising trends. What did 18 find about the best months to buy? And get this, the top 5 months nationally are, drumroll please, November, October, December, August, and September. Now, that's not what I expected.
It really challenges those assumptions we have about spring being the prime time to buy a house. And this is why data is so powerful. It helps us see beyond those preconceived notions and make more informed decisions.
It's like the housing market is playing a little game of psych on us. But seriously, this reinforces how important it is to look beyond just the season, right? There are clearly other forces at play here.
Absolutely. Things like interest rates, inventory levels, even what's happening in the local economy. It all contributes to the bigger picture.
Speaking of local, the article dives into best months by state, too. Some places had huge discounts below market value. Michigan, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, and Minnesota all stood out.
Right. You start to wonder what's specific to those areas that's driving such different trends. Maybe job markets, new construction, who knows? It shows how national data is a starting point, but you got to zoom in on your region too. It's fascinating how those regional differences play out, isn't it? Makes you realize there's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to buying a home.
For sure. And it makes me think about affordability too. Sure, Michigan might have some sweet discounts, but are homes actually affordable there? Like, what good's a deal if you can't swing the mortgage in the first place?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And unfortunately, it's not a simple one to answer. Affordability is this huge, complex issue that's impacting the entire housing market.
Okay. So let's unpack that a bit. What are some of the big things driving this affordability crisis we keep hearing about?
Well, there's the classic supply and demand problem in lots of areas.
Yeah.
We just don't have enough homes for everyone who wants to buy, which drives prices up. Then you've got things like rising construction costs, zoning regulations that make it harder to build new homes. It's a whole mess of factors.
And then there's a whole interest rate roller coaster, right?
Exactly. We've seen some fluctuations lately, but as that Mortgage Point article pointed out, even with rates dipping a bit from last year, affordability is still a major hurdle for many potential buyers.
It's a bummer because a year ago, that 30-year fixed rate mortgage was averaging 7.44%, and now it's down to 6.78%. That seems like a decent drop.
It is, but you have to remember, home prices have also been climbing in many areas. So even though rates are down a bit, that doesn't necessarily translate to homes being more affordable overall. It's all relative.
So it's like this frustrating tug of war. One thing goes in your favor, then another pulls you back
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Makes me wonder how people are even navigating this market.
Honestly, it's tough out there. And it's not just affecting first-time buyers either. It's impacting folks trying to move up to a bigger place. People looking to downsize. Even renters are feeling the squeeze with rents going through the roof.
So it's not just about when you buy,
Yeah.
but also about whether you can even afford to buy at all at this point.
Right. It's a systemic issue. And there's no magic bullet solution. It's going to take a combination of addressing those supply-demand imbalances, maybe some creative policy solutions, and honestly, just a bit of luck.
Well, speaking of luck,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it be great if you had someone in your corner who really understood this crazy market? Someone who could help you decipher all this data and figure out the best strategy for your situation.
Absolutely. Having a knowledgeable real estate agent can make all the difference. Someone who can explain the local trends, help you find properties that fit your budget, and negotiate on your behalf.
Which brings us back to our sponsor, Skip Benton, with Coldwell Banker Select Real Estate in Northern Nevada. I mean, talk about being in the right place at the right time.
Seriously, Skip's got that deep understanding of the Northern Nevada market,
Mm-hmm.
which is super valuable right now.
Plus, he's got that whole reputation for being a straight shooter.
Yeah.
Someone who genuinely wants to help his clients find the right home, not just close a deal.
That kind of trust is priceless, especially in a market as complex as this one.
So, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Northern Nevada, Skip Benton's definitely someone you want on your team. He's got the experience, the knowledge, and that commitment to his clients that can really make a difference.
Okay, so we've talked about the best times to buy from a data standpoint. We've dug into the affordability mess. But I feel like there's another piece here we haven't touched on yet.
You're thinking about the emotional side of buying a house, right? All
Yeah.
the data in the world can't fully capture that. Exactly. It's not just about numbers and statistics. It's about finding a place where you feel comfortable, where you can build a life,
Yeah.
raise a family, all that good stuff. It's about finding a home, not just a house. And it's so easy to get caught up in the numbers game,
Yeah.
like,
Mm,
oh, December 4th is the best day. Got to buy then. But you're so right. It's about way more than that.
it really is. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions most people make in their lives. It's an investment,
Yeah.
but it's also an emotional investment. It's about finding a place that resonates with you, a place where you can truly see yourself living and growing.
And that's where having someone like Skip on your side can be so invaluable. I mean, he's not just looking at spreadsheets and market trends. He's taking the time to understand what you want, what you need in a home. He's helping you connect with that emotional side of the process.
Exactly. He's bringing that human element back into what can often feel like a very transactional experience.
So, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked data, we've talked affordability, and we've talked about the importance of finding a place that truly feels like home. What's the big takeaway you want our listener to walk away with today?
I think the biggest takeaway is that there's no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to buying a home. The best time to buy is different for everyone. It depends on your individual circumstances, your financial situation, your goals,
Yeah.
and yes, even your gut feeling.
It's like we said earlier, the data is a fantastic tool.
Mhm.
It can reveal those hidden patterns and give us valuable insights. But it's only one piece of the puzzle.
Right. You have to take all that information, the data, the market trends, the expert advice, and then filter it through your own personal lens. What makes sense for you? What feels right for you?
And that's not always an easy question to answer, but it's a question worth asking.
Yeah.
And if you're struggling to find those answers, well, that's where someone like Skip can really step in and guide you.
Absolutely. He's got the experience, the local knowledge, and that genuine desire to help his clients succeed.
So, to wrap things up, here's a final thought for our listener. Don't get so caught up in the quest for the perfect time to buy that you miss out on finding a place that truly feels like home. And if you're in Northern Nevada, give Skip Benton a call. He'll help you navigate this crazy market and find that perfect fit for you. And we thank Skip Benton with Coldwell Banker Select Real Estate for sponsoring this message.